Man, I'm in pain, dude. I'm in a lot of pain,
Sorry, my friend.
and yeah. Anyway, this is Johnny Bean and David Nesdahl live, 5:53 p.m. I think we're live. Yes, we are.
We are live.
5:53 California, 8:53. Where are
North
you?
Carolina time.
North Carolina. So you're still on East Coast time?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. June 13th, 2016. And yeah. So how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you for a while.
It's been a while. You haven't seen me since last Wednesday. I'm on vacation. I'm visiting my dad, my stepmom, here in Asheville, North Carolina. And it's been great so far. The weather's been fantastic. It's hot, but there's no humidity. Um, it's been nonstop, like early morning to till nighttime till I'm ready to go to bed. This is really the first time that I have a few minutes even to do this. I too much guitar. I brought a couple guitars, but I haven't played too much guitar. But I'm going to play a little bit tonight, which is cool. And I'm going to play Wednesday. Will Ray from the Helicasters. He's coming to the house, and we're going to do a jam. We're going to play.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
pretty.
Yeah, yeah, the Hellcat. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah,
I remember them.
yeah.
I remember seeing them probably in Guitar World,
Oh yeah,
stuff like
sure,
that.
sure. Yeah, they get together every once in a while. I think they all have their own things. I know John Jorgensen's in Elton John's band, and
Hmm.
I don't know what Jerry Donahue's doing, but Will Ray's doing well. He's got a couple of bands here locally. He's doing good.
Nice. Nice.
G&L is still giving him guitars after all this time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. So hey, good to see you, man. Yeah, real quick, man. I've got this massive headache, dude. Anybody who follows me on Instagram or on Facebook or whatever, you might have seen last night that a skunk sprayed right into the house last night. It actually sprayed a raccoon. There was a raccoon peeking in the window, and a skunk sprayed it. Came right through the scent, the stink came right through the window. Whole place just was a skunk.
Went up in Skunk.
Yeah, yeah. So it's unbearable. And well, it's not so bad now. It's kind of it's worse outside still. It's still outside, but yeah, I smell like a skunk, even though it wasn't on me. It was just in the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna. So
Yeah, that moves around. When that's airborne, look out.
yeah, and I slept in the room last night, so the beard actually smells like skunk. So I it might have to come off. For those of you that hate the beard, it might have to come off. Although I was thinking I was gonna like shave a mustache real quick, one that goes like this.
Yeah.
Although my wife would kill me if I did that, but I still might. Last time I had that mustache, she hated it. Or last couple times I've had a mustache a couple times, but anyway,
Why don't you just keep like a goatee like mine, but big and fluffy the way it looks?
it's not 1995.
So what?
You don't see goatees in California at all.
Oh, there's a bunch of nice guys and girls.
Yeah, especially in Santa Cruz. The only guys with the
Uh,
beards you see in Santa Cruz and the camouflage jackets are the guys walking, down the street with no shoes on,
mm-hmm.
collecting cans.
uh, I met someone. I met someone yesterday. Father's next door neighbor. They have their kids. I guess one of their kids graduated high school, and we went to the party. And their grandfather. Their no, their I guess mother. Maybe it's yeah. Their well, I guess, yeah. Well, one of the parents live right near you, right in San Jose, not too far away from you.
San Jose? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's just over the mountain. Very
Hmm.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, cool, man. So hey, so we got some questions. I figured we could just do this real quickly, just answer a few questions. I know we still have a bunch of questions from a week ago or 2 weeks ago, whatever. We'll still get to those. Um, just not today.
Yeah, sure.
Brent's Z Rocks says, "What's up, guys? Yo, Brent's.
Subscribing to my channel. I saw that. You just did it a little while ago. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, yes. Subscribe to David Nesdall. Nesdall. That's all you got to search on YouTube, and you'll find his channel. Oh, and
Yeah, it's pretty
subscribe.
simple. I'm probably the only one on the.
Yeah, subscribe to me too, please, if you enjoy the content. Cool. You're here. Yes, yes, I am here. Here's another question or comment. Questions and comments. This is from A space AA. 2 hours ago. Okay, this is on the video where I show you how to stick guitar picks to your guitar, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Where am I? You know, like right there. Oh, by the way, this is one of those mini guitars.
Mm-hmm.
See how small it is? You know those miniatures?
Yes, look. Yeah, I can crush it right
No, those
now.
miniatures.
Crushing it.
Either that or it's life size because it looks about as tall as me. Anyway, so this is this is on the video where I show you how to stick picks on your guitar. This guy says, if you wish to protect the finish on your guitar, try gaffer's tape. This type of tape is designed for temporary usage. Gaffer's tape should not leave a residue as duct tape does and will cost about $20 for a large roll. Also, it is useful for taping your cables in place at gigs or in the studio. Yes.
Actually, good. That's a. In fact, I think Eddie for a while was using gaffer's tape, like on his PBs and on his Music Man when he was still doing that, because you'd never see any type of residue on the guitar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he used duct tape, gaffer's tape, electrical tape, all different. Mm-hmm. Electrical tape is the worst, man.
Yeah, it is because it'll melt right on the guitar.
Yep. Yep. The only thing it's good for that is actually if you pull it off the guitar, the pick is stuck to your finger, so that's a good thing. Other than that, it's bad stuff. Actually, one time, real quick, during the show, what guitar was I think I was probably using the Music Man, actually. This was years ago. I forget where the show was. We were on stage, we were playing, and I was doing the thing with the picks on the face of the Music Man, you know. Unlike Eddie did it, underneath, So anyway, yeah. I go to grab a pick off my guitar, mid song. I pull it, it pulls the entire thing off. All the tape, all the picks, everything. So I pull it off, and my singer is looking at me. I pull it off, and all of a sudden I'm holding, everything, all the picks.
A picks on tape, yeah.
On tape, right? And she looks at me, and she just like cracks up. It was the funniest thing. It was insane. So I basically just had to take it. I just had to like toss it, because I couldn't play. So, okay. So that was that. Let's see. Bruce Wayne. Hey, Bruce. Bruce Wayne says, which body style do you guys like better? Original Strat style or Kramer Pacer style? That's a good question.
I have love for both. I don't have hate for either. I know that's really not the question, but for different reasons. I guess I'll put it to you this way. My 5150 is my favorite Strat style guitar. So I probably will have to go with the Pacer style body. But I mean, I've got Strats that I own that I'm in love with, and they're Fender style bodies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say, I love both as well. But there's something really cool though about the one pickup Pacer shape.
Yeah,
I think.
it's almost dinky style, but rounded. Most dinky guitars have the black corner. These things do. And I think the fact that they're rounded, everything is rounded, it's very smooth, like a lady. It's really a pretty guitar. It's pretty looking, even with the stripes on it. I think they hit it out of the ballpark with that guitar shape.
Is this Robo Dave?
No, why? You can't see me?
Oh no, you're just your voice is kind of. Are you on Wi-Fi?
I am on Wi-Fi.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, huh?
I just noticed that my guitar must have taken a shot. I hate my guitars on a plane because they really don't know how to take care of shit. I've got a huge ding in this guitar, and now I'm aggravated over it. I mean, what are you gonna do? But it sucks. It wasn't there earlier. It wasn't there before I got here.
Well, darn it, Delta.
Yeah, it was Delta. Yeah.
Was it?
Yep. Yep. Oh well, first battle ding, battle scar.
Yeah.
And I just felt it now. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh man. Well, hey, Bruce Wayne, thanks for the question, dude. And who was that? Oh, that was you again, man. Bruce Wayne again. Opening. There we go. Bruce Wayne says, why are the Kramer guitars painted white, red, then black, instead of the black, white, then red, like the Frankenstrat?
Good question. I don't really have an answer. I would imagine that that's just how they thought it went.
You're kind of like Max Headroom tonight.
Really? Hang on a second. Let me see what I can do. Hang on.
Anybody remember Max Headroom? Hello? Anybody? I'm still here. Uh-oh. I can't hear you. Oh, now he's gone. Whoops. All right. We didn't need him in here anyway. I'm just kidding, Dave. Okay, when he'll jump back in. He knows where he is. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. How's that now? Is that any better?
Kind of sideways.
Hang on, working on it. Damn this thing.
What is that? Your bag of chips? Oh, well, you have pants on, right?
Of course I do.
Okay, good.
Those are shorts. Listen, I'm on vacation. What do you want from me?
Why is it every guy on YouTube with a guitar wears shorts? Why is that?
It's 90+ degrees out here, and I actually do things. I'm sorry.
Every video you see of someone playing a guitar on YouTube, they're wearing shorts. Everybody. What's the deal? Okay. Okay, we got so Bruce. Oh, Bruce has the questions tonight, man. All right, but real quick though, what about that first question? Why are the Kramers painted white, red, then black, and the original guitar Frankenstrat was painted black, white, then red?
I don't know. Let's call Paul Unkert and find out.
Paul.
I would imagine it was just easier. That was just the way they did it. It made it look cleaner. You know, because all the black stripes on the Frankenstein are, you know, they're all hidden, really.
Yeah. 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 I mean, the original guitar was black, and then right, it was painted black and then white,
Yeah,
and then
sure.
the tape was taken off, so that made it white with black stripes.
Yeah.
Then he added the red to it just to get guitar companies off his back because they were copying the white and black design. So he added the red to it to make it totally different. He stuck, he took the pick guard off. Everybody knows, the story. Stuck the dummy pickup in the, neck position. Stuck the switch in the middle. Actually, did he have the telly pickup in the middle first, and then the switch in the middle?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so he put three pickups back in. So originally, after painted it red, it had three pickups. Had a telly pickup in the middle, and it had that neck pickup. 79. Yep. I'm not a nerd.
Not at all. Am I any better, or am I still a robot?
No, you're good. You're good. So anyway, Bruce, I think it was just easier to paint them white and to paint them a white guitar red and then put some black stripes real quickly on it. I think it was just for speed. I think that's probably why they did those that way.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Okay. Brent's Z Rocks, right? Makes me sick when I find a dent in my guitar, Brent says. I actually think it's cool.
Yeah, well, it's cool when the guitar already has dents in it, but the first one always hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what it is. I use these things. I use them, and I don't mind when I put my own dents in them, like if I'm using it. But for the airline to do this to my guitar, there's nothing you can do about it, though. I put two guitars in a double gig bag and went on a plane.
Did you give them the guitars, and they kept them up in the front?
No, it went in the belly of the plane, but it went in last and came out first. Unfortunately, the overheads weren't big enough for the guitars, and they had no room in the closet.
The closet.
Well, it's a closet. It was a small jet.
How long was your flight?
An hour and a half.
Huh.
Normally, I'm lucky and I get to put the guitar in the seat next to me, but the flight was packed.
Yeah, when I fly to LA and I have a guitar with me, they just keep it up at the front. They just keep it in the front of the plane for me, which I guess would be the closet, like you're talking about.
Yeah, there's a closet up front, but
they walk it out, and I follow them, and then they hand it to me once I'm out of the gate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Brent Z Rock says, "I am Brent Cohn." He says,
"We know. Hear me roar."
You couldn't hear that roar. Okay. Okay, here's another question, everybody. Thank you for watching this. We got some people looking at us. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Yeah. It is Monday night.
It's Monday night. Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy doing this stuff. I enjoy doing these things. It's a lot of fun. Bruce Wayne. Bruce, yeah. When did Eddie have the black headstock neck on the Frankie?
79, no?
No? Yes.
1979.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when he had all three pickups in there. Bruce Wayne again. Bruce, man. Why did Eddie put the brass nuts on guitars in the early days?
Probably because it lasted longer than bone, and it was a bit more resonant, or at least he thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think bone, if you're not going to have a Floyd Rose nut, is probably the most transient. It's probably the best for guitars. Bone, the best sounding. But I think back then a lot of people put brass nuts on their guitar just to save it from getting worn down, and it gave a different type of sound, a little bit more metal sounding instead of a woodier sound.
Yeah, even though I didn't play guitar in the 70s, I was barely conscious in the 70s. But I do know there was like a brass craze where everybody was upgrading their guitars with brass pieces, brass nuts, brass bridges, brass.
Yeah, even the blocks were brass back then. The Strat blocks,
the Strat ones, yeah,
brass a lot.
Yeah. People probably were using brass picks.
Yeah.
Brass strings, maybe. Brent's Xerox. Who is this? Do you know who that is? Brent's Xerox. Excuse me. They say they didn't say that. Excuse me. Brent's Xerox says, "What pickups are in that, Dave? In that guitar?
In what? In this guitar?
In that guitar. What kind of guitar is that?"
This is a brand new USA Wolfgang, and they're just the normal American Wolfgang pickups that come in the guitar. It's just a flame top, same exact guitar as the white one that I have, in a flame top, natural wood, which I also have here. My white one. I have the two here. So
nice.
Yes, I couldn't decide which one I wanted to bring on vacation, so I brought both.
I usually take a little headless guitar with me when I go on vacation. Then.
Yeah, well.
A little Steinbrenner thing, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that video the other day with Rob Johnson where he was like talking about his white, the new one he just got?
No, I didn't see it yet. I'll have to watch that later tonight.
He's very happy. Very happy.
I know. He loves that guitar.
Very happy.
Mine too. That's probably my favorite guitar that I own is my white one. This one's getting there because I've been using this a lot more while I've been on vacation. So it's it's starting to feel a little played, which I like. But my white one, I play this one and then I put the white one in my hands and I'm like, oh, that's right. That's what it's really supposed to feel like. Because it's really good.
Very cool.
Yeah. And when I get back home on Friday, I guess Saturday I'll be getting the kill switches put in these two guitars.
Nice.
So that should be fun.
Very cool, dude.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Okay, I read that one. That one. I read some of these. Here's another one. I'll be right back. I got to do something really quickly. You can answer this question right here. Do this. Okay, you can answer this if you like. I'll be right back. Bruce Wayne. Do you guys think Eddie will use a Steinberger on a future tour?
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Yes, I think he'll be using the Steinberger. I think he'll be using. He might use the Music Man. I think you'll be seeing previously used guitars. I just really think that there'll be different music happening, and he'll be using some of the guitars that he used previously. I really believe that. You might even see a striped guitar or two. You never know. With Eddie, it's things are always different. He's always changing it up. So nothing surprises me. If Steinberger and anything that he's used previously, I think, I'd be like, oh, well, okay, that's just Eddie Van Halen. Of course he'd do that. So, yeah, he'll be using other guitars. And I mean, otherwise he wouldn't have gotten that Steinberger restored. There is something is going to go on. Something's happening, and yeah, again, I don't think if he wasn't going to use it, I don't think he'd care. I think it would be, it would have just been left the way it was. I still think that these guitars will be his main squeeze. I think that the other guitars will be making appearances here and there. And I don't know how many other ways I can answer that question. So we'll just wait for Johnny to get back.
Are you wondering where I am? Sorry, I'm doing something right now. Yeah, I just happened to look at the screen. I couldn't hear anything, but you had the face like you were like, okay, where's Johnny at?
Sometimes, but that's okay.
Before you go to bed at night, you're like, I wonder what Johnny's doing. Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah, you're not going to see me for a few minutes here because I'm in the middle of something, but Bruce Wayne says it would be a trip if he brought out the Shark guitar. That would be a trip. And then let's see. Joe from California says, "Hi guys, question on the banana headstocks that Eddie used. Did he use banana headstocks on Frankenstein body guitars?"
Yeah.
Yes. He did. The original Frankenstein actually got a banana-ish headstock in the mid-'80s. A Tom Anderson neck that a friend of mine put on. A guy by the name of Benny Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm.
He actually lives here in the area. And if a lot of you guys, if you ever see the photo of a guy like at a workbench, like holding the Frankie with that headstock, guys wearing glasses, that's Benny. That's him. He's a good guy. We talk now and then. He actually came and found me at the last one of the last Van Halen shows that I was at. He was there. This was in Concord, California.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool, actually.
Yeah, he's got some stories too, man.
Oh, I bet. He's got to have amazing stories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's all right. See, yeah, you can't see me for a little bit. I'm doing like 3 things here, but okay. So yeah, so as far as the banana headstocks and the Frankies, there was that. There was the blue headstock. Wasn't that a blue banana headstock on a Frankie style guitar? But that was an actual it was a Kramer, right? Kramer.
Yeah. The same as the Music Zoo guitar. In fact, they were brother sister guitars. There was another one out in LA that was the same that got sold recently. There's a bunch of them like that.
Okay.
Those are all considered Frankensteins, even though they're not Fender bodies. They're Pacer style bodies. I guess they would be Pacer Deluxe bodies. 2 single coils and a humbucker.
Brent's Z Rocks says, what guitar or year did Eddie put that fake bolt in the headstock?
Fake bolt.
In the headstock. Oh! Are you talking about the 7th tuner in the Kramer's headstock? 150? Is that what you mean? Because if you are,
I don't know. I mean, that was 1990.
It was actually 89. It would have been 89, and it wasn't fake. It was to replace the 6th tuner, which was on the part of the headstock that had cracked in half. Okay, he says yes. Yeah. The headstock broke in half. So a 7th tuner, which became the tuner for the high E string, was added, and it was added right on the Kramer logo. You can actually see some video of that and photos when they opened up the Cabo Wabo Cantina.
Yeah.
And that was 89, right?
No, that was 90, but it happened in 89.
The beginning of 90, I guess. April of 90, something like that. So he says yes. Yep. So that's what it is. And it still has it to this day, I believe. It's still on there. Although the Kramer has had different necks.
It's not. It's on there. It's on there. But I think the original 6 tuner was fixed, or the neck was fixed, so the original 6 tuner is working. So I think the newest tuning peg is no longer in use, but it's on the guitar.
Let me look, because I have a photo of it.
Do you have the Guitar Aficionado?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The original 6 tuner is not used. So
it's not used still. Okay.
Nope. So there you go. And what else? Brent says, cool, that's what I thought. Awesome, man. Bruce Wayne, do you guys think that Eddie will ever move on to a different guitar other than the EVH Wolfgang in the future?
Again, you just never know. Anything's possible.
And
I don't put anything past Eddie Van Halen. You know, nothing surprises me.
Well, I mean, the EVH Wolfgang, that's his own guitar. That's his own brand. And he uses that, you know, I mean, he's, in the studio, on stage, obviously. I mean, because, they're selling those guitars. But in the studio, he uses everything. The guy's got hundreds, if not thousands, of guitars. So in the studio, you'd be surprised of what he pulls out to record.
Sure.
Record with, whether we hear it on a record or not. He's always recording, always writing, always coming up with new stuff. And he might need a 12-string, Rickenbacker or something, and he'd grab that, record with that, Huh? Excuse you.
No.
uh, no, so he uses everything in the studio. But did we? Is it possible that he would move on to something else in the future? Yeah, it's possible. You never know.
Anything's possible.
And as far as the EVH brand coming out with a new style of guitar, that's possible. You know, you never know.
You never know.
You know, any idea he has, he can just go to them and say, I'd like to do this, do that, and they would make it. Even Kramer back in the day made all kinds of guitars and models that nobody ever saw. Stuff for Eddie that he didn't like or didn't approve of. And some of that stuff has leaked over the years, and so we see the stuff now in certain guitars or whatever, but back in the day, nobody had any idea. John M says, will EVH put out a trans trem guitar?
I don't think so. I tell you what, unless Gibson gives them the okay to do it, I don't think they can.
Gibson owns the trans trem.
They own Steinberger. They own Steinberger. They own the trans trem.
Steinberger and what was it called? Music Yo.
Yeah.
Remember Music Yo?
Sure.
Well, Gibson, they own Kramer.
They do.
That's
right.
Yeah, when I go to NAMM, if you go to NAMM, go to the Gibson room, and that's where you'll find the Kramer stuff. Rob Johnson, how much longer you guys on for? Few minutes. Are you at home? Are you watching us, or do you just text?
Jump in, Rob. Jump in. If you're gonna jump in now.
Here. A few more minutes. Oh my god. I dictate texts, that was me.
Yeah.
I saw what it was saying. I said, as you just heard, I said a few more minutes. What it started saying automatically was I love it. No, it was saying I love movies. Is what it started to say, and then switched right away to a few more minutes.
I love movies.
That's why if you dictate, text, you gotta be careful because you have no idea what you're gonna be sending to people.
Yeah, he's driving home. He's not gonna make it.
I see it. Yeah. Well, actually, it might be 20 more minutes. But, okay, where was that? So as far as the trans trem on the EVH, aside from Gibson owning the trans trem, even if they came out with, even if they got it licensed and they got it, that'd be a pretty expensive guitar. I mean, wouldn't that be like their most expensive model ever?
Probably.
Wouldn't that be like a $5,000, $7,000? Well, no, well, not ever. I mean, there was the Relics, there was the Frankenstein, were 25,000. They wouldn't be that much. But
no, but I remember Rob saying that was it Rob?
It'd be more expensive than the USA Wolfgang.
No, was it Rob?
It'd probably be like what, $5,000?
Yeah, because someone, I think it was Rob who said that when he got his his new trans trem on that guitar, maybe it was Rob, I don't know, it was someone. They charged him $1,500 for the trans trem. Well, who was that?
It was probably Rob.
Did it?
It was probably Rob.
Yeah, maybe.
Who else do you know that has a trans trem?
That's true. That's true. It's probably Bob.
Maybe it was Bob. Maybe it was Bob.
Bob? Was it Bob? Bob and Rob? Bob's no longer in the picture.
Introducing a magician named Gob. Okay. You remember that? You remember that?
Uh-huh.
Remember Arrested Development?
Yeah.
A magician named Gob. Oh, that was the funniest. Oh, that was the best. That was the best.
That's some good stuff.
The
What are
best,
the questions?
Jerry. Jacob. Jacob says, how did Eddie manage to keep the original Frankenstrat in tune when he had the regular Floyd tremolo?
These are questions that we've answered before, but I'll answer it again. You get the knack of where you need to clamp your strings down after a while, because when you clamp the strings down, some of them go flat, some of them go sharp. So after a while, you get to know your guitar, and Eddie pretty much used that guitar, more than anything. So I would imagine he and or his tech knew at what point to clamp the guitar so that after it's clamped, it would be in tune. It's as easy as that. You can do it today, even with the fine tuners. When you clamp your guitar, it's gonna be one of three things are going to happen. It's either going to clamp flat, clamp sharp, or clamp in tune. So when you see how if it's clamping flat, you take the reading of how many cents flat it is. If you have a tuner that shows it in cents or the meter, and then
Is this Alan?
from that point on, huh?
Is this Alan Garber? You're talking about cents. No, but
I know. Well, that's because I use a Peterson strobe tuner when I tune.
Yeah, but no, but he's asking how did he keep it in tune before the Floyd?
Oh, I thought. Well, the brass nut, which had the really wide
grooves,
the slots were cut very wide. He also, how when you put the string in your tuning peg and when you wind the string up, it goes downward on the tuning peg. Well, what he did was he had it winding upward, less string pull. It's a straighter string pull.
Wind them backward.
And basically, that's how it stayed in tune, because there was no break at the nut. It didn't break at all. It was a straight string pull all the way to the tuning peg. So it couldn't really stick anywhere. It slipped and slid.
Yeah. He would use like what's it called, 3-in-1.
And it still went out of tune. The guitar went out of tune whenever he used the tremolo. He was just able to stretch the strings before he'd play the next chord. He was able to stretch the strings back to normal. That guitar did go out of tune, and sometimes you heard it go out of tune. I mean, if you really listen closely, the guitar is out of tune. On the records, it's just the way it is.
And listen to those old bootlegs when he was playing their Frankenstein before the Floyd. On a lot of those old boots, especially when they're playing the clubs, you hear him tune in between each song.
Yeah,
he's always tuning back up. You actually, hear him actually tuning. Yeah.
Yep.
Brent Z-Rock says he can play anything. I guess he's talking about guitars.
That's right.
John M says, what do you guys prefer, ebony or bird's eye maple necks?
What do I prefer? On what? I only got a little bit of that.
Oh, what do you prefer in general? Do you prefer the bird? What was it? Sorry. Jim Nichols. Is it Nichols? Nicholas. I'm so used to reading your last name wrong, saying it wrong. I say it wrong every time. No, Jim Nicholas just messaged me. No, John M was saying, what do you guys prefer, ebony or bird's eye maple necks? I like them both.
I like them both.
Hey, don't copy me.
I like them both. Right now, I'm playing ebony, but all my Kramers and my Frankenstein, and some of my Strats and my Tellys, they're all maple. They're all maple necks. It doesn't have to be bird's eye. It just happens that my Frankenstein is full of birds. But the more birds and the more flame you have in a neck, the more it's gonna, it's not gonna stay straight. The more it's gonna move, because that's actually damaged wood. It's infected wood. It's pretty looking, but it's not healthy wood. The healthiest wood would be hard rock maple, something that doesn't have many, much. It's just plain looking, and it's going to be the most stable.
Bird's eye is actually
But I love
bad
maple.
for necks.
What's that?
Bird's eye is actually bad for necks, right?
Yeah,
because it makes them more flexible.
Right. Well, that's not all necessarily true. What makes it flexible is whether it's quarter sawn or half sawn, a flat sawn. All of these necks are quarter sawn, so the grain goes up and down instead of side to side. So up and down, it's a stronger piece of wood. The necks out of a quarter sawn piece of maple, as you do as a flat sawn. You can get much more necks if you saw them flat than quarter sawn. So a lot of necks are flat sawn. The standards, the $600 guitars, those are all flat sawn. The specials made in Mexico and the USA's are all quarter sawn. That's what makes them a little bit more money. One of the reasons why they're a little bit more money is because they're more stable. They're a more choice piece of wood. It's just, it's a better cut. It's like getting a better cut of meat. They're going to be more expensive. But to answer the maple versus the ebony, I mean, even though it has an ebony fretboard, this is still a maple neck with an ebony fretboard on it. And again, I like them both. This is very easy to play, very smooth. It's bright sounding, just like maple. And I think that's why Eddie decided he liked it, because it was as bright as maple, maybe even a little more bright than maple. And it's a stronger piece of wood. It's stronger wood material, so it's not going to wear in the same way maple would. If you've seen Fender guitars from the 50s, and even, well, all Fender guitars from the 50s, if you look at the fretboards, there's these divots all over the fretboards, or even on the Fender Relic guitars, where they make those fake divots, and all the wear marks in the fretboard. That wouldn't happen on an ebony fretboard, because the wood is so strong and so hard that it's not going to happen. That happens on rosewood and maple. So that might be another reason why Eddie decided he liked the ebony, because it's not gonna wear out as quickly. What do you think, Johnny?
Did you just say something?
I said nothing.
Yeah, what he said. I don't even remember what the question was. I got these stupid broken headphones again. I don't even know what. I can't even think. I've got this headache, man. See that vinegar right there? I'm gonna have to spray like the whole house with that vinegar after I get done with this. If you're just tuning in, I had a skunk spray into the house, into the window last night. Bad news. Not fun.
Yeah, not good.
Not fun at all. Okay, real quick, Jim Nicholas. Hey guys, hopefully Dave, you're enjoying the heat in North Carolina. I'm in Durham. Is it Durham? Durham?
Yep. Durham.
I'm in Durham. Durham. How come there's not so much footage from the 1980 Invasion tour? I would say because back then the only way you could really record a lot of that stuff, well, you had to sneak, stuff. You're talking about bootlegs or professional stuff. If you're talking bootlegs, you had to sneak, you know, huge pieces of equipment and recording audio equipment, in your pants into the venues, and it was all Super 8 footage. So it was
Yeah.
very short, very short. I mean, we're lucky with what we have. Although there is some Super 8 footage from that tour, I believe. There's a couple, but it's all like chopped up. It's not like today where you can just walk in with this and film, and it's amazing.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's why there's not much. There's really not much of anything from back in the day.
No, not at
Footage
all.
wise, audio wise, there's a
Even
lot more.
84.
There's a lot more.
Even as far as like 1984, there's not a lot.
Well, there's a lot, but not like today. Back then, you had to sneak. Well, I'm younger than all you guys. I think all you guys probably would sneak, cassette, micro cassette players in your pockets to a lot of these shows.
Yeah.
Somebody's texting me questions and then texting me the answers at the same time.
An answer key to their own questions.
They're asking me a question, and then they're texting back minutes later the answer to it.
I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to say this answer.
Oh, Bruce Wayne. This isn't really a question, just a statement. But I think it's funny how the Stripe series black and white, on the black and white guitars, the route for the pickup is like the Frankie and Bumblebee. And there's just a route for the tone knob. It is odd that it's not routed like a Strat.
It's easier that way. It's
Bruce says,
because no one's going to see what's underneath the pick guard.
It's all the same guitar.
Yeah, it's the same body. It just makes it quicker. And also, just so you know, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people know this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. They're not painted. Those are all wrapped. It makes it quicker. It's what keeps the cost down. And if they were to paint all those guitars, I don't care how good you are. If you're painting 50 bodies, they're not all going to look exactly the same. Whereas
Hello? Oh, there he goes. Yeah, so what Dave was saying, yeah, those guitars, they're all the same guitar. And they're all tributes. The Stripe series, they're all tributes to the Eddie guitars. They're not meant to look exactly like Eddie's actual guitars. Joe from California says the ebony board looks real thick on Dave's guitar. Yeah. Looks cool. Looks cool. All right. So yeah, Dave is on vacation right now, and I guess his reception isn't the best, but okay. All right, I read that one. Let's see. Where are those texts that who's texting me? I'm assuming this is Steve and Paul because it's all in the same thread. So does anyone know where 5150 came from? And then minutes later, he writes back. It means police code for escaped mental patient. Lol. Yes, that's true. Yeah. It comes from a highway patrol code. Eddie got it from out here, from California. John Punch and John. That's where he got it from. But I believe it means the same thing probably anywhere now. But yeah, a 5150 is just an escaped someone who's crazy, who's on the loose. If any of you guys know of the Kramer guitar uh, that Eddie had, it looked kind of like the 5150. Um, it's making the rounds in the hard rock cafes these days. It was called the 918V is what the space tape said on the you know how that says 5150. This other guitar says 918V on it. That means the same thing as 5150. That just means an escaped mental patient that's violent. So, not got a bug bite. Look at that. Isn't it weird how you always notice a bug bite, but you never actually see? You never see like who bit it, the spider? All right. All right. I don't know where Dave is. I think maybe we're done. um, yeah, I got some other stuff I got to do anyway. So, thank you for watching this. Whoever's looking at me, I know there's some people looking. If you dig this stuff, if you dig, these Q&As and the guitar lessons I do and my vlogs and whatever, please subscribe to the channel and join in the fun. I enjoy doing this stuff. It's a lot of fun. Okay, cool. Wait, actually, there might be some questions here that we didn't even. It probably is. Let's see. Okay. And we do have some questions from like a couple weeks ago that we still have to get to. We're like backlogged. We will get to them. It's just things have been really crazy lately with everybody. Busy schedules and whatnot. Okay, I don't think there's any questions there. So okay, I think we're good. And who was that? Real quickly. Yes, we like guitar lessons. Joe from California. Cool. Yeah, look for more guitar lessons on my channel. I actually have a lot of stuff that I've planned that I have to do. I just need to find the time to and look, now I'm scratching the thing. It itches now. I just need to find the time to do the stuff. I'll be out of town tomorrow. I'll be up in Walnut Creek tomorrow. So I won't do any guitar lessons tomorrow. The next day, oh crap. I think Wednesday is my birthday. Okay, here's yes, we like guitar lessons, Joe says. Yes, very cool. I know I already read that. Bry, the sign guy, says, "Hey Johnny, do they still make the Santa Cruz skateboard logo? And do you have one?" The Santa Cruz skateboard logo. Are you talking about like the back of the back of the t-shirts that say Santa Cruz on them? Is that what you mean? Because I see everybody and their mom wearing those walking around town. Everybody here wears those things. Like the hoodie that's the Santa Cruz on the back. I actually, huh? Oh, that's an email. The mermaid logo, Bri, the sign guy says. The mermaid logo with the Santa Cruz on it. I see those as stickers in car windows all the time. I see those as bumper stickers all the time. Yes. Yes. I actually did a photo shoot. I'm reading this. This is not me. I actually did a photo shoot through my agent for them. I mentioned I play and looked what showed up at my door today. Look at that. Dude. Somebody just sent me this photo. of what showed up at their house. Look at that. Looks like 2 guitars and an amp and a cabinet. No way. Very cool. You're gonna have to open that stuff and let me know. Oh, and I'm blurry now. Look at this. That's very cool, man. Who is this? I'm replying back. Very cool indeed, Bri, the sign guy says. I just replied back, nice. That was just a standard reply in my email. I'm still trying to learn how to use this email. This new email, you know, the email that I use. The email I was using went out of business. It sucked. I mean, it was good. It sucked that they went out of business. Oh, cool. Oh, it's Steven. Okay, Steven. You should get Doug Steele in one of these videos, in one of these hangouts. Doug Steele. Cool. Yeah, I don't know Doug. I know who he is. I've seen his stuff. I don't know him. But yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe maybe comment on one of his videos. Tell him he should come over here. Hang out for a bit. There's another guy who does guitar videos. We were going to hook up to do a collab to have in a hangout at some point soon. A guy who's actually, I know you've seen his stuff. Once we get something going, you'll see that. It'll be very cool. Sorry. There's like a million comments and things coming through here. This is Joe, right? I pulled the trigger on a Japanese-made Wolfgang vintage white. Seller says mint condition. It should show up in a few days. Very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Okay, I don't know what happened to Nesdal, but he's I'm sure he's fine. Cool. And Steven photography ny.com. Very cool, man. Stephen Paul, yeah. Add you where? On Google Plus? Did you add me? Message me your information, or like your email address that you use for Google Plus, and I'll add you to my circles. Let's see, what's this? Sorry, I know it's really rude when somebody's just like looking at their phone, but I'm actually doing stuff here. I'm actually trying to do stuff here to entertain you guys. With the busted headphone and the vinegar in the back. Brosh 1550. Yo. What up, Johnny? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Brosh 1550. Thank you. Yeah, I have a great time doing this stuff. But it looks like I'm gonna have to wrap it up. Like I said, I've got a million things I got to do. Oh yeah, I think Wednesday is my birthday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, it is. So maybe I'll have to do like a special birthday hangout. Oh man. Cool. All right. I got these weird headphones. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for participating. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the photos. If you dig this stuff, please subscribe to my channel. I like to do a lot of these hangouts, talk guitars. You know, the Van Halen stuff is cool. Everybody loves talking Van Halen guitars. It's awesome. And follow me on Twitter at Johnny Bean. What else? Like me on Facebook, guitarist Johnny Bean. It's a page. You can like that. Follow me on Instagram, Johnny Bean. I'm everywhere. I'm all over the place. So literally, I'm all over the place. All right. Johnny Bean, johnnybean.com. Thanks for watching this stuff. Be back Wednesday. Birthday hangout. All right. Keep the questions coming. You can leave them on any. You can leave them in the not just. You can leave them in the comments of this video. And any questions I get, I answer them the next time, or save them up and answer them in a future video hangout. Whatever. More guitar lessons on the way. So I just have to make the time and do the stuff. Been very busy recording, writing, all that stuff. All right, Johnny Bean, johnnybean.com. Thanks for watching. Keep rocking, everybody. Bye.